and then I'll be sending it to the folks at GWU, who'll put it on their server for our class, and I'll make sure the link is with y'all. So if you miss class, not a huge deal. We'll have it recorded. Okay. Let's see. Let's go over, just to familiarize yourself, that we're all on the same page with respect to the Moodle course. Really helps when you actually have the Moodle course up. That is a prerequisite. Just a second. Where did I put it? That is really funny. Just a second. I got to pull it up. All right. So everyone got in okay. Let's go here again. Okay. And obviously everyone got in with the course itself. Okay, so this first part, it is literally just general. There's a couple of resources here that you can access here, or you can just download and keep yourself for later. There are a couple dictionaries. The best one, honestly, is the Mamostad dictionary, not just because I know the guy. It generally is the best. And there are a couple other documents here that are much further along in terms of what they offer than what we'll be covering in the class, but it's good resource to have. And the Kurdish community, Kurdish learner community is pretty small, so I try to share as much as I can. Other than that, we'll be pretty straightforward. There's just each week we're going to have certain files that we're working with. This week we'll have some of our speaking aspects to it, and the slides that I'll be using for the cultural component. And just so you know, it's really easy for one person to dominate the conversation for these, and I know admin crap is just admin. But I'm very much the kind of person that if you have a question or if you have something to add, jump in. I really don't want to hear myself talking the whole time. Right now, notwithstanding just the nature of this part. All right. So yeah, we'll be going there. This is not necessarily static. I will be adding to this list. So what you see here is, it's a baseline. I will be adding, probably not taking away, but I will be adding stuff to it as we go. I've never taught a class that goes the exact same way as a different class, so I always adjust. Zurbasha. Okay. Just because I think it's actually useful to do this here real quick. Can we talk a little bit about ourselves, and what brought you here, why you're joining Kurdish class, if you feel like sharing?
I'll go first.
Please.
Hi, my name is Alpha. I am a polyglot. I just love languages. I speak English and Spanish fluently, and at a cursory level, self-taught Hebrew and Russian. So just adding this to the list.
Cool. And why? Any reason why Kurdish in particular? Because it is like Hebrew and Russian are really easier to see. Spanish, very obviously, but Kurdish is a little more niche.
Because it was free.
Hey, no knocking that. Fair enough. All right, anybody else?
I'll go ahead and go, and I'll turn on my camera too. Hi, everyone. My name is Courtney Bailey, and I'm actually in Lexington, South Carolina. I'm from California. I'm a teacher of language. I teach Spanish and English. I'm at the University of South Carolina. Very soon. I also taught in Turkey for 3 years, so I speak Turkish as well, although I'm not highly proficient in that language at all. Very soon I'll be moving to Kazakhstan, so I hope to develop my Russian and my Kazakh. But like Alpha, this was a free course, and I'm also a polyglot. I enjoy languages. I'm a lover of languages, so I'm hoping to get the most out of this class, and it's a pleasure to meet everyone. So I hope that you guys have a really good experience. Thank you.
Good to meet you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
I'll go next.
Please.
Hello. My name is Sana Hilmi. I teach Arabic at Northern Virginia Community College, the Annandale campus. I've been teaching Arabic for a long time. I taught at Georgetown as well, just one class, Iraqi dialect. My background is linguistics. I have master's in linguistics. I like languages. too. I guess everybody like those of us who are here probably like it. But one of the reasons that I'm taking Kurdish, and I tried to take it last time, so I got occupied. I couldn't take it.
I
Is
recognize
not
your
only
name.
it's yeah, unfortunately I couldn't do it. I mean, actually more than one. I mean, one thing is that it's free, but also at home, I don't need to go anywhere. I can just, learn it. And I'm from Iraq, so seeing signs in Kurdish, and I know like Kurdish is an official language in Iraq, so you have people who only speak Kurdish, and I can't read it. It's like kind of weird. My grandmother is Kurdish as well, and she didn't teach my mother, and she passed away. But my mother didn't really learn it that well. She can, like, if she hears it, she can remember stuff, but she never learned how to speak it and like conversation. So I thought, you know what, I'll just take it. At least learn, like, read signs.
That's awesome. And where in Iraq are you from?
I'm from Well, I am from Baghdad. My parents are half Iraqi, half Syrian.
Okay.
Okay. So my grandmothers are Syrian. One of them is Kurdish Syrian, but my grandfathers are from Mosul.
Okay.
Yeah, Iraqi. Yeah.
Very cool. تشرفنا.
شكرا. تشرفنا بك.
Hi, can I go next?
Please.
Hi, I'm Debbie. I'm originally British. I live in the Netherlands now. So it's a bit of a different time than you guys over in the States, middle of the night here. I'm also really interested in languages and literature, and I've been in education for many years. I lived for quite a long time in Turkey, so I speak Turkish as well. I studied European languages, and I'm also learning Persian. So I have some basic knowledge in that, which I think will help me a little bit. So I'm hoping between Farsi and Persian and Turkish, then it'll give me a little leg up maybe. I'm super interested. I have done some doctoral level work on education policy of Kurdish in the region of Kurdistan, so particularly in Turkey. So I'm really interested in the culture and the politics also, and yeah, really looking forward to this course.
Cool. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock there right now, or 1?
1.
Yeah. Is it 5 hour
Yeah.
difference? Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for being here. And
Thank
if you
you.
ever can't make it, we'll have these recorded. So
Yeah, hopefully I can, but yeah, we'll see.
Hi. Can you hear me okay? Yep.
yes, ma'am.
Yep. Oh, okay, wonderful. My name's Melissa Mel, but in Kurdish I'm known as Lisa, so I'm just going to put Lisa down as my name. My partner is Kurdish, but I don't speak the language, so I would really like to learn so I can speak to his family who are in Western Iran.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I really am actually enjoying learning everybody. So I say thank you. It's not just a phatic interaction. I actually mean it. Thanks. So, all right, anybody else? Okay, actually, I'm going to read Addie Block's. It's Addie, if you don't mind my reading it. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Michigan in linguistic anthropology. My research is on language policy change in Morocco and with Tamazight. So I'm interested in minoritized languages in the region broadly, taking the class to switch things up as I dissertate. Cool. Addie, I'm guessing you don't really have microphone access. Which again, not the end of the world, just trying to figure who can do what.
No, I have microphone access. I was just switching things up as people were going. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. Anything else you want to add?
Yes, I can go next. Hold on,
Please.
let me turn on my camera. Okay, all right. Hi, everyone. My name is Zaira. I'm from Puerto Rico, so I'm connecting from San Juan. But I did my studies, my graduate studies, and my PhD in London, where I lived for over 15 years. I was at the School of Oriental and African Studies, but my focus is on Central Asia. So I really love languages as well, and I am, besides Russian, which was the important language to learn when you were doing research on Central Asia. I started to learn the local languages, and I got really involved with that. And I realized how important is or crucial for historians to know, let's say, Uzbek, Tajik, or maybe Armenian, no, to get a different perspective of things, even if you don't become fluent. I don't know why, but for many years when I was doing my BA, I got interested in the history of the courts. And I was reading a lot at that time. And then I became a fan of Iranian movies, and there were these very famous Kurdish directors. And then I saw as one of my supervisors, she wrote on the courts in Iraq. That was her topic. So I read a lot about them, and I had honestly a curiosity to learn a little bit more. And now that I will be teaching a class on the Middle East at my university in Puerto Rico, I returned to Puerto Rico, and I'm a professor over here. I was given the chance, to teach like a very general course on the history and transformation of the Middle East. I wanted to, bring different perspective, and when I saw the option of the language class, I thought that I will give it a try, because I realized while learning, let's say not the main languages, let's say like Russian, like I mentioned, when you learn other less commonly taught language, you get access to so many different things that I became addicted. So every other year I learn like one of these less commonly taught language. Like for instance, last year I've been learning Tatar. No, so yes, thanks a lot for having this course open to everyone. And very nice to meet everyone. It's really interesting, all of your background.
Agreed. Stephanie, did you want us to read that, or you want to do it yourself?
Oh, I can read it. If you can hear me, then I can read it. Okay. So I'm a former GW student. I dropped out my last semester in 2014 because I wanted to just do the painting thing, which obviously was not a great call, but I did just finish a 10-year portfolio. It's on the remembrance for the Yazidi genocide. And I just took a Sorani course through Erbil, which was around like 4 months, and it was only like once a week, but I learned most of the alphabet, and I worked on my pronunciation a lot, so I'm interested in improving my proficiency. So I dropped my art side in case anyone's, bored, I guess. But I'm guessing we're probably not going to be bored in this class. So I'm really looking forward to being here, and thank you for having me.
Yeah. That's cool. We will actually, maybe not this block, but next block, we will probably be talking more about Yazidis in general, because it's an important topic. So very cool. All right. Anybody else?
Hi, I'm Leona. I'm kind of like you, Stephanie. Interested in a lot of things. But right now, my main focus is pen testing, cybersecurity. Just got my master's from Virginia Tech. Would like to, naturally, I love languages. But I'm not proficient in any of the things that I touched. I speak Chinese, and Kurdish is one of the things I would like to know more. I did a little bit of Arabic and Farsi. So that's it.
Cool. Well, good to have you. I think we got three folks left. If any of you all want to share, and again, you don't have to. This is not a requirement. This is just if you want to share. Slaw Khan. Johnny.
Laubin,
To Johnny. Bashi.
Bashi.
Yeah, Jod Basha. Hala, I'll actually let you speak for yourself.
Oh, okay. This is not my first time with the course, but to be honest, I need to focus more. Um, I have other duties, but I love languages and I like Ben's course. So I would like to continue. I'm anxious, honestly, to keep going, even if I feel like I need to focus more, but I will not give up, even listening and being part of this. And looking forward to a great, opportunity to learn more. My proficiency in Arabic as my native tongue superior, but I am working on my skills to be a language learner. Although I am teaching Arabic as a world language. So that's it.
It's good to have you back. Jod Basha. All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, first of all, thank you all very much. If you didn't talk this time, if you feel like talking next time, more than welcome to hear. It's actually very helpful to know what languages you come from as well, and what your interests are, because again, that does shape how we do things here. Okay. Let's jump in. Okay, so again, this is I will keep this part short because this is actually the largest class we've ever had. I am not complaining. But I do need to say that, though, that the way the class works, and I try to preserve as much of the interactive elements that we can. So we'll be doing, because of the nature of the class, normally I'd have like a normal class, I'd have everyone say this out loud. You're welcome with yourself muted to repeat after me. I'll be doing a lot of repetitions of this, and then I'll be going one by one, asking for anybody who would be willing to practice with me in front of the class, and then we'll be doing breakout groups. They're going to be a little repetitive, but that's when you're starting a language. That's just how it is. You've got the mind of an adult, but you have the vocabulary of a very small child. It's a little frustrating. It's repetitive, but it's the process. So. Okay, with that in mind, I'm going to start in on our speaking. No, just the repetition aspect. Slow. Min nawim azad. Nawit chia. Nawim farhad. Basha. Slow. Min nawim azad. Nawit chia. Nawim farhad. Basha. Slow. Min nawim ben. Min nawim ben. Nawit chia. Min nawim Mustafaya. Zor basha. Min ben to Mustafa. Joanna, anyone comfortable to try practice with me?
I can.
Hello. Slow.
Slow.
Nawim ben. Nawit chia.
Nawim hala.
Joanna. Yet Jod Basha. Zor basha. Alpha, were you good?
Yes.
Slow.
Slow.
Min nawim ben. Nawit chia.
Min nawim alpha.
Zor basha. Joanna. Okay. Anyone
What
else?
does Zurabasha mean?
Zor basha. So I will use there'll be one thing I will do all the time, as I will say something in Kurdish without explaining what it is. It can seem irritating at first, but it's the context of what I'll do. So you're welcome to ask, but it's actually a purposeful thing I'm doing, just so you know.
Okay.
I mean, you're always welcome to ask. I'm just letting you know that I'm aware I'm doing it, but there's actually a purpose. Joanna, yani, Joanna.
I have a question.
Fermo.
Because okay, it seems like min noun means like your name. So there's no gender. Because I'm coming from an Arabic language that everything is so gender. So I'm like, I don't know if I should change anything.
Nah. Ela apreciar baixa. Daqui okay. I have slides for women to demonstrate this exact point because we'll always have Arabic speakers.
I just want to like, so they do have gender?
No,
Or is it like English? Oh, good.
No. Yani,
nice.
يعني our Farhad, our Fatima.
Okay, nice. Okay.
Okay. Slow. And I'm using a pretend voice. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just trying to differentiate because I'm being too slow. Nawim Ben. Nawit Chia. Nawim Fatima. Nawit Chia. Nawim Ben. Bale. Yani Fatima Ben. Nawit Chia. Nawim.
Nice.
Nice.
How do you say thank you?
Spas.
Okay. So Ben, can I ask a question? So if I do this dialogue now, according to my understanding, I will say Slav, and the person will reply Slav. I will say Naum Hala. Now Chia. Naum, and the other person will say Naum and the name. Correct?
Bale, or Rasta. Rasta. Joanna. Okay. Zurbasha. Let's actually let's break out into some groups. Actually, no, not groups. Let's see. Sana and Hala, would you both be comfortable trying this out?
Yes.
Sure.
Do you like to try, Sana?
Yes, of course. You want to start?
Okay. Slav.
Slav.
من ناوم هالة. Now Chia.
Noun Sana.
Yeah, Joanna.
Yay.
Okay. Du Cassiter. Two more people. Du Cassiter. Oh, wow, that does funny things.
I'll try.
Fermo.
And I can do it.
Joanna, fermo.
I'll go ahead and start. Slow.
Slow.
Now I'm Courtney. No Chia.
Now I'm Catherine.
Yeah, Chadbot.
I'm sorry, can I ask a question? Because I thought that I saw that you did not, or I thought that I heard that at one point when you were asking or saying your name, it says Minnawam in you when you said bin. Did you actually eliminate the min part of the nawamaza?
You can have both. This is actually I'm actually glad you pointed it out. Let me just write that in there because come on, go away. You actually don't need it necessarily. Let me write it in there though. Min. So the answer is no, you don't. But for this practice, it's easier if we don't have to worry about that.
Okay, got it. Thank you for the clarification.
Good question. Yeah, okay. ومن برسيارم هي سلاو chia.
Hello.
Slav, zor basha, spas Debbie. Debbie, to Farsi ders میخونی? Do you study
Yes, I'm studying. Yeah, I'm studying Farsi.
زور basha. بفارسی چیه؟ Slav.
Salam.
سلام 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 و بالعربي يعني سلام
Yeah.
السلام عليكم. سلاو زور باشا.
Slow.
اوكي من و تو يعني تو فاطمة يان تو فرهاد. تو هي هو نا خير بكردي نية يعني تو من وتو و now تشيا. Actually, I'm gonna take this out. That's making life easier for everybody. Okay. Min و nowim ben. Courtney nowit Courtney. Nowit Sana. Nowit Hala. Nowit Catherine. Now. Now Chia.
Example,
Now,
what is your
now, like in English, now is the same pronunciation? Now, like noun in English?
Now يعني من يعني nowim ben.
Yeah, I know, but I know the pronunciation is like now in English.
It has meme in the end bin, so it has m in the end. So now with m in the end.
With the M at the last.
Yes.
Okay.
Nowim.
Thank you.
يعني nowim ben. Nowit Catherine.
Uh-huh.
So are you saying you are Catherine when it's now
Your
it's?
name.
Okay, your name is. Got it.
Now. دقيقة. من la notes da danusam la quaye. دقيقة. It doesn't take very long for me to lose my notes. Just a second. Where did it go? Bimbura.
This is nice, Ben. Now, when like the M by the end, make it like me.
Nowim. Any min nowim.
Like now, when this is a good sign to make it now. When you talk about yourself, me. Now, me.
Basha. Nowim. So Basha. Slow. Nowim. Nowim ben. So Basha. Lisa. Now it chia.
Noam Lisa.
Yek jar Basha. Spas.
First.
So Basha. Leona.
Yeah.
Now it chia.
Now with Fiona.
Yek jar Basha. Tuana. Slow. Okay. Dakayek min. I'm going to write this in our notes right quick. Just someplace in our chat, I should say. See how well it transfers. Oops. That did not work the way I wanted it to. Okay, you can use this for reference. Esta, Emma, breakout group tekin. We're going to be doing some breakout groups real quick. We're just going to go through the same idea. Slow, nowim, nowit, chia. Basha? Okay, I'm going to create the breakout rooms right quick. We'll do this for about a minute and a half. Just keep, if you go through it within 10 seconds, just keep practicing it. Okay, I'll be jumping in and out of rooms. I'm here to, I'll listen to y'all, so.
Wow.
Wow. Naum Ari. Now it's Shia.
Dom, Courtney. Zaira. Now it's
Go to the.
So we
I actually took a photos because I didn't want to forget. So it's like we're going over what he has. So
Oh, there is the in the chat box.
yeah, it's the same one. Slav.
yeah,
Slav.
once we left the room, we don't have the chat anymore.
Oh, you don't have
But
the
this is
chat.
like-
Oh, shoot,
Yeah.
you don't have the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, you
But
can
I took
have
a
the
photo.
chat.
The good news, I took a photo, so I'm going back to the photo
Okay.
that I.
I will find a way around this because we
Yeah.
need to have these groups, but we also need to have the material. So thank you for
Okay.
letting me know.
Sure, of course. So
Yeah.
Slav.
Slav.
Slow. Nawin. Nawin. Nawin Catherine. Nawin Sia.
Excellent.
Something like that, I think.
Gotcha.
Okay. Slow. I'm finding that really difficult, actually. I want to say salam. Slow.
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 Min Nawim Alpha. Nawit Chia.
Minnawim Debbie. Nawit Chia.
Is it for Kristen?
Let's practice this again. Hoshalim Banas in it. Not Banas in it.
I was thinking that maybe your Nawit Chia was from Kristen. We haven't heard from her or him.
Oh, I can't see who's in our group. Oh, yes.
Slow, Alpha.
Slow.
Now it's Chia.
Nawim Alpha. Hoshalim Bana Sinit.
ليش خوش حالم بنسينت. All right, I'm realizing one of the groups told me that you can't get to the chat when you're in the breakout group. So I got to find a way to make sure you've got access to the okay, but we're going to share the Google Doc and then you'll be able to have that in a different screen. I think we'll have to do that. زود باشا كاتك كمكاسك تقريتوا بردوام لا سلايد كود بينوا.
I have a question.
Fermo.
Pronunciation, I think. It's now it's Chia or Gia? Is
Now
it Cha?
Chia, cha. Wait.
Cha, okay.
So there's going to be Iraqi Arabic with all the chas has a lot more in common with Kurdish than.
Good.
There is even a couple things in the verbs I think actually came from Iraqi, like Iraqi Arabic. I could be wrong. I'm not a historical linguistic. This is my take on things. Zor Basha. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, how do we say tasharrafna in?
Bale. Presiara Basha. Okay. Dakayek.
Is Gia the last name only, or what's your name? Gia.
Now it's Chia. But now it's Chia. Nam Samir.
Okay.
Jan. Okay, Dakiyek. Okay, Presiara Basha. Okay. Slow. Now it's Chia. Now in Fatima. Now it's Chia. Min Nawim Farhad. خوش حالم بنسينت. منيش. خوش حالم بنسينت فرهاد. منيش. خوش حالم بنسينت. هلا.
Yes.
Slow.
Slav.
now it's Chia.
now Chia Hala Hala من نوم Hala.
Juana. U.
Sorry, can you say this again, Ben?
Bo. Okay, now it hala u. Bo min pressure bada.
Okay, Ben.
Bale. Meaning now in Ben. Bale.
Okay.
So pressure. خوشحالم بنسينت. Hala.
منيش منيش
Juana. يكتر باشا. منيش.
منيش with a short منيش
منيش. وين؟
منيش منيش
من-
like مليح like مليح they say مليح like good in
not منيح يعني like Levantine منيح لا
huh?
يعني منيش. Just
Okay.
منيش.
Excellent.
يعني من
منيش.
منيش me too.
Okay. Thank you.
بله. يعني فاطمة خوشحالم بنسينت. منيش. يعني منيش. زور باشا. Okay, خوشحال. خوشحالم بنسينت. We'll get into some things later, but a couple of people were saying like if it might be helpful to have like a Arabic, Persian, Turkish. The answer is yes, it is. Like خوشحال, it's a mix mash of both of them. يعني خوشحالم بنسينت. زور باشا. سنة.
Hi. So do you want me to ask you? Do you want me to
Style.
finish it? Style.
Now it's Chia.
Noun سنة.
سنة.
Now Chia.
ناوم Ben. خوشحالم بنسينت. سنة.
منيش.
Joanna. Addie, I think you're right. Khoshala, I'm pretty sure that is. There's a lot of Persianate languages will have very similar, okay, I'm not, and I digress. Zorbash, El Rasta. Joanna, Courtney. Takai, Courtney.
Oh,
Alpha.
okay. Slough.
So,
Minawam Courtney. No Chia.
Nawim Alpha.
Hushalam Bana Sinit Alpha.
Manish.
Zorbasha. Zaira wa Debbie. Takaya.
Slow.
Es lao.
Now with Chia.
Nawin, Zaira. Nawit, Chia.
Min Nawin Debbie. Hoshalim Banasinit.
Ninish.
Yek Jorbasha. Spas. Zorbasha. Okay. Takaya. Anybody else want to go? Basha. Keshania. Okay. Hoshalim Banasinit. Okay. Okay, that cake. We're not going there quite yet. Let's go back to our notes. Any bull notes to get in the bottom? Oh, era. Zorabasha. Okay. Slow. Now in Ben. Now with Chia. Khoshalem Banasinit. Manish. Yan. Manish Khoshalem. Zorbasha. Okay. Min yani Chia. Min yani Chia. يعني من Ben. يعني منيش خوشحالم. Debbie, چون دلين يعني I or me بفارسي.
Man.
Man بالي. يعني فارسي man. كردي من. Basorani min. Zurbasha. Okay, now let's take a break for a second. For the Arabic and Persian speakers here, what is difficult? What are you hearing here? What are your impressions? This is a fishing expedition. I'm not fishing for anything particular. Just want your raw take.
I think my default personally is going to be to pronounce the be nasinit that with or to. I'm going to pronounce it ba, not be. I think that the vowel sounds are going to be a little different.
Yep.
Different. So I'll have to kind of stop myself, I think, trying to pronounce it in very, very bad Farsi accent, which I don't even have anyway.
Well, that's the thing. There are a lot of Kurds who will have a more of a Persian accent, depending where they're from. I'll not cut you off, though. Keep going. And
I wanted to ask actually the X, so the hosh, the ho, is it kosh or ho? Like, is it how to pronounce that? Is it harder k?
Kh. Khuda hafiz.
Yeah. So I think that's a little more of a K sound, a harder sound than Farsi, which is kind of more ho.
It's going to have that. It's going to be that slightly fricative in the back of the throat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I felt it was خوش حالم بن. It's ha, shin, and ha. They are very close to each other in the articulation point. حروف شجرية. So this is the reason for me. I feel I'm not comfortable. Usually in Arabic we add something in the تشكيل or another letter like accent in French to help pronounce it. I felt like خوش حالم but nothing, to be honest. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. No, in Arabic, they don't like to have more than 2 consonants in a row. There might be some Amia out there in like the Maghreb or I don't know, somewhere in the Gulf that has like 4 consonants in a row. But by and large, Arabic just isn't comfortable with that. Kurdish has no problems with this whatsoever.
I actually thought.
I
thought, like when you said Khosh Halim, I thought there were 2 words. Because in Iraq we have Khosh. Khosh Hal, we use it. So I thought it was 1 word. But when I also heard you with the Khosh Halim Ben Nasir, the sounded like 1 letter. I didn't hear the H.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's like almost silent.
This is one of the trickier points. We'll go over the alphabet altogether this semester.
Okay.
But this is not an H. In Arabic, that's going to be your go-to for Persian and Arabic, as I say, that's an H. It's an F. It's a different letter. I wish they had, it would make it a lot easier for people learning Kurdish from Persian or Arabic. But yeah, so we'll get there.
It's like a fatha in Arabic. Maybe.
It is exactly a fatha.
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
Bizabt. It is a fatha. So. All right, let's jump into a little bit of the kind of the story language, as it were. I'm actually going to jump into, I'm going to start with this first. Okay, I realized I didn't actually tell you anything about my own self. So I work for the U.S. State Department. But before I started in, what was that, May of 23. Before that, I spent 15 years in academia. I started off with Egyptian Arabic at BYU, and then went to Egypt, came home, started working with Iraqi refugees, started in on a project on Iraqi elections, and I got exposed to Sorani Kurdish, and it looked like Arabic, but I could not make heads or tails of it. And I was really fascinated by it, and I was looking for a master's program, found that I had a choice between a couple places, but I chose Indiana University because they were going to have a program on it. I went to Indiana. I started with Persian. I ended up taking 3 years of Persian. Then I started with Sorani Kurdish, and then I started with Turkish. 2016, I was in Turkey during the summer. Then I was also doing Turkish and Kurmanji Kurdish as well. And then I came back home, studied some more. And then on 2017, I went to Iraqi Kurdistan to do my dissertation research. Came back and got hired on as a Kurdish teacher at Indiana because my mentor had left. And I'm still a bit of I'm still very much a language, linguophile like a lot of y'all are. I'm working on Uyghur on my own because it's a long story short. So anyway, yeah, I have a lot of appreciation for languages. I actually do know some Spanish. So it actually helps to know where people are coming from because it gives me like, oh, I can tell you what it's like in these other languages. Anyway, okay. So what I have up here, these are just a kind of a compare and contrast. There's going to be a lot of give and take in these languages. Okay, just so you know, whenever we do the lectures, if you've got something to say or a thought or a question, stop me. I do not want to talk the whole time. Hala can attest to that. Please interrupt me. I am really hard to offend. Speaking of which, we will be, because we're covering history portions, I will try really hard to own my own biases when things come up. I try really hard to be like as just factual as possible, but where I have biases, I'll try just to simply own it. So just so you know what to expect from me. Yeah, let's jump into this. Any thoughts just looking at this?
I see.
They have similarities.
Mm-hmm.
There's like two Kurdish dialects.
Yeah, so I've got Kurmanji here, which is, so both sort of, all Kurdish is part of as an Indo-European language, very closely related to Persian, or Persianate languages. So, Iranian Farsi, Tajik, Dari, Pashto is really not its own thing. Pashto hurts my head. But it also has, but because of where it's at, it has a ton of Arabic in it. It's got a lot of Turkish in it, depending on where you're at. It even has some Russian in it. So like spas, I am pretty sure that comes from spasiba. Again, this is a Ben guess. This is not a historical statement of fact. Okay, any other thoughts?
Since some of us are not familiar with the alphabets yet, you don't have to explain all the alphabets at the same time. Maybe just pick a few just to explain how it's written, how it sounds, just so we can slowly get used to it.
Yeah, we are going to be, I'm actually really glad you mentioned that because I will actually I'll be doing more on the alphabet next time. But can anyone explain, just so the other people talking to, who wants to explain how Perso-Arabic alphabets are written?
You mean like
From the right to the left.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's right. Go ahead.
There's 6 letters that you don't connect if you draw them or write them. So you have to start over from like as if you are writing 2 different words. There are only 6, and there are very few letters that are not really letters, like alif maqsura, ta marbuta. They're just endings. And hamza is not counted as a letter, but it is an actual letter. But you usually, a lot of times, you're going to see it in one of the vowels, or what looks like a vowel. Yeah, a lot of accents.
All right, let me see. I'm going to make sure you've got access to these videos. I made some videos on the alphabet. You can watch on your own. I recommend it. There's no homework in this class. This is 100% like, if you want to do it, you'll do it. And if you don't want to do it, that's okay. It's not going to hurt my feelings, but you won't learn as much. My videos. Okay. I'll make sure that everyone has access. I think I sent this in the email. Okay, but this will actually, I normally have my iPad hooked up so I can actually show you writing like live. Here we go. Okay. So like, here's an example of, we are going to do It's weird to hear yourself. Will go away. All right. So just joke syllables. Ba 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 ba. But if you're doing it in Zeta, is this answering some of your question? Just seeing. It's written a lot like cursive, where a lot of letters, most letters are going to be connected. And it goes from right to left. Did that answer part of your question? Like just the very initial. Zeta? I'm just checking if anybody can hear me. I want to make sure I'm not muted.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, we'll be spending, because of our time today, we'll be spending more time in the alphabet. Next time, what we're going to be doing is we're going to start off with more of the actual just speaking practice, which, first of all, thank you so much for actually participating. That is so much more fun when we get to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody feels comfortable. I get that, but I really appreciate it. All right, this sounds like a silly question, but this is a line from Romeo and Juliet. Where Romeo and Juliet from different houses who are at odds with each other. See, oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Now, my question is, culturally speaking, is that necessary? Do you feel like that's true in terms of no matter what you call it, it's the same thing? Or is there something to be said about what we call stuff? About the names we give things?
There's a lot of things about it. I mean, like
Right.
any name you give?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like for Arabic, of course, even the name of people have meanings.
Yes.
And the sound is also, a lot of times they tell you if the word in Arabic is like, it sounds nice, that means the word is positive or like soft. When something is really difficult to say, it could be something not that positive or not nice. Sometimes they say that, I'm not sure if it's always. So yeah, I mean, we have a lot of, for Arabic, it's like very deep with the sound, with the writing, and of course the gender.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cultural meaning. There's a lot of meaning packed into that, right? I mean, so I'm going to pick on Zeta again because you're from a Spanish background. Would you agree?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were
You're good.
when you were calling me before, because I pronounced my name Zaira.
Oh, Zai. I'm
So
sorry.
I thought
Zaida.
you no, it's fine. I thought you were calling
thank
someone
you.
else. So I'm sorry. I don't want to look rude that I didn't
No. Thank you for
respond
correcting
to
me.
you.
Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah. No, but I
Right.
was joking that it's convenient because depending on where someone is from, they pronounce it differently, and I enjoy
Yes.
that.
But and so yeah.
What was the question about, like, the meaning, if the words have different meanings depending?
Just want to have your take on if it really makes a difference having the word in your language as opposed to a different language in terms of
Sounds.
okay, there is the sound. There's something to be said about the oral aspect of any language.
I think I have a good example.
Do you mean like in the process of learning?
I mean, just like culturally, personally, in terms of meaning.
Oh, okay.
I might have asked my question for it.
Yeah, I guess it depends with things, I guess. With some things that carry an emotional weight, I guess that you'd rather give it a name in your language because of the sounds, mostly. Yeah.
And there's also something to be said about hearing something in your own home tongue, in your native mother tongue. Like for instance, with the beginning of the turmoil with the hijab in Iran, I'm almost forgetting her name in Persian now. but
Mahsa Amini.
Thank you. I never call her Mahsa. Sorry. So yeah, Mahsa Amini was her name. That's her Persian name. Kurds will never call her Mahsa Amini. They'll always call her by her Kurdish name, Jina Amini. So she has an entirely different name in Kurdish. It's any Mahsa, but Farsi. And again, I'm not trying to assign a normative good, bad role to these things. I'm just saying within that context for them, it's meaningful enough that like I'd forgotten the name Mahsa because no one ever calls her that when you're dealing with Kurds. They just call her Jina. So in terms of, I would argue, this is one of the few times that I'm asking a real leaning question where I have an answer I want you to have. I think in most cases, some words, it doesn't really matter what you call it, but there are things that are meaningful, especially when you get closer to home, you get talking about people's names or places, anything homeland related gets really sensitive. If you want to start an argument with a Kurd, show the group of Kurds, show them a map of Kurdistan. And I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. It just, they will always disagree. I've never had an experience where I saw the map, like, oh, that's it. Like, no, over to here. That is not that. Yes, over here is Kurdistan. I'm like, okay, guys, like, I'm just trying to get an idea. I'm not like.
So, that's great.
Yeah,
that's so interesting.
Yeah, but it's a real phenomenon though, because like any map you look at, it's going to have a little bit different boundaries. It's because it's four-dimensional. It changes over time and place. And again, I will treat this history, and it's really difficult stuff. I really, really want to avoid any good guy, bad guy connotation with the way we do it, though. That is sloppy history. We'll just, in a lot of ways, I'll just deal with results, what happened. So like right now in Syria, this, I would argue, is not true anymore because there's been a lot of forced demographic changes over the course of the Syrian civil war. So, okay, I'm getting too sidetracked on that part. In terms of the language itself, though, this is the last thought I'll have for tonight. So I was in Hawler primarily, and Hawler is Erbil. Like again, they'll never call her Mahsa Amini Mahsa. They'll call her Jina. In Iraq, they'll never call Erbil Erbil. It's always Hawler. But Kurdi, Hawler. Arabi, Arbil. So they're like, I have to think about it. I'm like, oh, wait, we got some Arabic speakers here. They don't know how Hawler is. They'll know Arbil though. So I lived in Arbil. I lived in Hawler. And if I wanted to find a dialect that I couldn't understand, I could leave 15 minutes outside the city and be lost. And because just the amount of subdialects really is incredible for Kurdish. And part of that, well, we'll go into the why of this, but if you're talking about like Arabic, Sana, Hala, would you say that you're proud of your language?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. What are some things you're proud of particular?
Honestly, it's the hardest language, so that's something that I'm proud of.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's like a challenging, but I don't need to go through the challenge because it's my native language. At the same time, the depth of the meanings of the words. I mean, just our names. I mean, Hala means the circle surrounded being the qamar, the moon. My name is Sana, splendor and vivid. Right? Yeah, so it's kind of interesting, and I think describing things in English needs a lot of words just to have one word.
I hadn't thought of that, but it's totally true. That's funny. Yeah, so with Arabic too, you've got this massive codification that's taken place, since 7th, 8th century, right? You've had a long time to compile this, and to like what you've just referenced, you've got this massive vocabulary base just for Fusha, just for formal, right? Not even talking about subdialects. But for Kurdish, it doesn't have that history of codification. The codification, like the real bringing together of Kurdish as a taught language, as a written language, is a very modern effort. And part of what we'll go over in this course is how that came to be, and what that looks like now, what we'll probably expect more in the future. So yeah, it's really interesting, but like these are very different Zazaki speakers. I was in Istanbul, like I said, and I met a bunch of Zazaki guys. I maybe understood 2 in 10 words they were saying. It really, some of these are just so different. But so anyway, it's really interesting. It's a really broad language. I will let's see. Yes, I can type in the chat, Addie, just so you know. And I'll keep an eye out.
Wait, I know I was specifically referring to Arabil and then what the Kurdish name is instead of
right.
Arabizing it. Sorry.
Sure, yeah. Okay, so Arabil in English, you know, Erbil. I used to. I'm so used. Just a second. So, بالعربي. I really hate the fact that Max and.
Do you want me to type it in Arabic?
Oh, I can do it. No, I'm used
Okay.
to typing in Arabic in the on a PC. Mac and PC have different they have different inputs. So I'll start to type like it's a PC and it comes out all gibberish. Yeah. So in the Arabil and then Hawler. So that's just one example among many. Okay, so we're out of time tonight. But next time we're going to start off with, we're going to talk about, just keep going with the speaking. We'll rehash what we did. Slav, Nawim, Nawit, Khoshhalim Benasinit. And then we're going to proceed from there, build on to that. And then we're going to talk more about some of the history and Zaida. I'm saying that right, correctly? And again, anytime I say your name wrong, just stop me. I don't want to say it wrong. It's so stupid to have someone say the name wrong the whole bloody time. Anyway, and we'll talk about the alphabet some more. So, and I'll actually demonstrate. I'll have my my MacBook with me, and we will, or my iPad. Excuse me.
When is next lesson?
What's Thursday? Or no, excuse me. Yes, Thursday at 7 p.m.
Same link.
Yeah, and I will send you the link to the recording of this if you'd like to review it. Yeah. Anything else before we call it?
No, thank you, Ben.
Oh, thank you.
Picture spas.
Spas.
Thank you very much. It's really good to meet y'all. It really is. Spasiba. Zur spas. Coffees.
Bye.